Hello and welcome back to the field office. It's approaching Cue the Music weekend, so I have been looking at what I'll be wearing for the event. If you've seen one of my previous videos, you'll see that I go through different outfits, trying to work out what I'll be wearing for Cue the Music, but essentially it will be my evening suit. So I wanted to do a quick review of this. Now, this is a bow tie I got a little while ago, and it was based on the image of an item being sold through auction of a frame of all of the bow ties that Daniel Craig wore during his run as James Bond. And one of the surprising things about it was the fact that only 3 of the 4 Tom Ford era evening suits were Tom Ford bow ties, and that the one from Spectre wasn't. It was actually from Drake's. And so I emailed Drake's and said, we've recently seen this, that, the bow tie in Spectre wasn't Tom Ford and was actually from yourselves. And I asked if they still had any, and they didn't have them on the website, but they did have what they said was essentially the tie that they would have had back then, and it was this. Now, this is a diamond point tie in a sort of a butterfly fold, a butterfly cut. Now, during his run, there's been the butterfly from Casino Royale. There's been a diamond point from Quantum. I'm doing this from head, so I might get this wrong. And then in Spectre and in No Time to Die, they were both bat wing bow ties. The one from Quantum could have been a bat wing diamond point from memory, so it would have been not so sort of butterfly-esque as this one. Now, potentially, this isn't the right Spectre tie. This is just what they had at the time, maybe. Although this wasn't on, this wasn't available on their storefront at the time, so it potentially could be the right one. But you can see that it's from Drake's, and I've looked at it. I don't think it's too far off if it isn't. But I can't swear to the fact that it is the exact Spectre bow tie. But it's a very nice bow tie. So I'm bringing up the email. And essentially, it was part of the 60 Years of James Bond Christie's auction. And the bow tie in Spectre was actually from Drake's. It's a black self-tie Baretha batwing bow tie. And as you can see, it is that. You can see sort of like the lines going across that. I hope you can anyway. It looks like you can from that. I don't think it's too far off. A comment I have had from a friend of ours thinks that it might be a little bit too big. Hoping I'm not saying that too much. But looking at it, he might be right, to be honest, but I think it looks pretty good. So look, I'm wearing a white shirt. I'm not wearing an evening suit or anything like that, but I'm just going to do it up. So in Spectre, I do think, I'll have to compare images, get one on the screen at some point. Whoop, there we go. I've not tied that too badly, I don't think. A little bit of practice still. I'm raising it the wrong way around because I'm thinking I'm looking in a mirror and I'm not. Now, I think in Spectre, when you see it on screen, my head imagines it's a bit of a smaller, thinner tie. But I think that's a pretty decent, size. Obviously, he wears it with a white dress jacket Similar style to the black Rome suits. Obviously, when he was packing, he was thinking maybe he'd go to dinner as an Italian gangster, and that's what he had left still from the choices he had. But you know, the shirt is from Tom Ford. The braces are Albert Thurston. He had black tuxedo trousers from Tom Ford as well, and he was wearing Alex Crockett and Jones shoes. So mostly his style, but the jacket potentially slightly influenced by what he had taken to Rome with him. The bow tie, I think, looks pretty good. I think it has that kind of look of from the Spectre scenes. You know, it's definitely a diamond point. It isn't a bat wing bow tie, but it's potentially just a little bit, like I say, this could be a little bit bigger, but it's fairly on point. So I'm quite happy to accept this as my Spectre inspired bow tie. It came in this lovely yellow box while I was cleaning out my wardrobe. I found it, still had it. You can see, you know, the packaging is here. I've still got the label actually, which is here, and it says on it Batwing Black FALL, fall, FAILL, fail. Obviously one size. I paid £95 for the privilege. I don't know if they still have this. They certainly did have, I think they had a version of this, but as a solid silk tie rather than as a Beretta bow tie. There's also a Kingsman version of the bow tie on Mr. Porter, because Drake supplied the ties for Kingsman, so there's a bit of a connection to the Kingsman franchise there as well. And obviously in No Time to Die, Bond is wearing some brown suede shoes in Matera with his Massimo Alba sloop suit, and they're from Drake's as well. I quite like this bow tie. I think it looks quite good. But I have got several other bow ties as well. So I have this one, which was the Casino Royale bow tie, until they updated it to say that actually this one's the Casino Royale bow tie. So I think this might be version 1 of that. But I liked it because it's a nice slimmer bow tie. So you can see it, which is probably closer to what I was thinking as an on-screen. But I do have a diamond butterfly bow tie. No, it's not that one. This one, which I did get from Turnbull Asser. And you won't believe the amount of money I paid for this. It was ex-display. It was £10. Now this one, for me, kind of almost is like the Dr. No bow tie, which is this kind of, what this is sort of embedding. But I think this was the Dr. No one is actually a bit more of a, could be a bit more of a bat wing bow tie than this. But yeah, got that one as well. I have also from Turnbull and Asser this bat wing one. So the one I'm trying to get is from like almost like a quantum style, which is like this but with a diamond point on it. But yeah, this one I really do quite like. I've worn that a lot, and that sort of gives me the sort of From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, and Thunderball inspired sort of look. And that gives you, I think I do quite like that one, but also the No Time to Die from Tom Ford. So this is the only Tom Ford bow tie that I have. It's got a little, sort of goes in a little bit, has a little bit of a divot compared to this one, which is almost flat. similar sort of sizing, and I put them together, sort of. But I really do like the way the Tom Ford one does up. It feels once you've tied it up, it has a really sort of nice solid feel to it. There you go. So those are the bow ties that I have. I don't wear them very often because I don't tend to go out to these sorts of events very often where I require a bow tie. But I wanted to touch on this one, the SPECTRE one. Maybe I should do like a comparison of all of the bow ties. So this could be a bit of a chop and change. So I'm changing the parameters of this video as I'm going through it. So that's the SPECTRE one. Let's do the No Time to Die one. Go in a sort of order, I suppose. Like I said, I'm not wearing a shirt for my evening suit. This is actually my Quantum of Solace shirt. So this is the No Time to Die one. I like the way that the Batwing bow ties look because of the slimmer build to the tie. I think it's possibly because of the 60s influence that I like it. Unfortunately, when I got this the day after the No Time to Die premiere, because I went to the Tom Ford store to have one of my suits altered, and they had it in. I was trying to get it the day before so I could wear it at the premiere, but didn't get the chance to. It's a nice, I think it has a nice sort of slim silhouette to it. I think it does up fairly well when I can probably see what I'm doing, or not paying too much attention to the camera. But yeah, really nice bow tie. And also, you know, with the self ties, I just like the ability to sort of at the end of the night have a little bit of a casual moment, just untie it. So that was the No Time to Die one. Let's continue with the Craig era, and we'll wear this Casino Royale one. So again, with this Casino Royale bow tie, this is more, again, this is the butterfly style bow tie, but it doesn't look overly butterfly-ish. It has a slimmer build to it than what I would think of as a fuller sized butterfly bow tie. So I like, again, 60s influence potentially in terms of the slimness of the bow tie. I think it doesn't take up too much of the collar and the look. It doesn't. So I think with a bigger bow tie, it makes everything look bigger, like my head, or I don't know if that's just me, but I just like the slimmer build bow tie on, you know, the collar and on me. So I think it looks better. And yeah, love this. This is again Turnbull Asser, and yeah, it looks really nice. And again, when you unbutton it, I think the butterfly style of tie looks better when you undo it to the Batwing style. I think it has a nicer look to it undone, but I kind of like the way that the Batwing looks when it's done up. So the Batwing Turnbull Asser, I think it has a bit nicer proportions. Again, I like the slimness of the bow tie. I think it looks better with my base and build. I've not quite done this up as much as I would like it to be, but that's not too bad. And again, this is more of a Sean Connery era tie, and I think I genuinely, this is probably my favourite of the ones I have. Like I said, with the butterfly bow tie, I think that looks better undone at the end of the night. But done up, I think I really quite like the style of the Batwing. I think it just looks really good. There's an elegance to it. I think most people, when they think of a bow tie, they would go for something this shape in comparison to the Batwing. But yeah, I could have done this up a little bit better. But yeah, it goes a bit better. But yeah, that's my. I think that is my preference. That's my, out of all of these ties, like the Spectre, the No Time to Die, this could be my favourite. I do like the No Time to Die version of this though, because it has a much more sort of solid feel to it when it's done up. Final bow tie. Comparing this one to the Drakes, I think it is definitely slimmer build, which gives me the sort of, when I think of it in my head and not look at an image online, this gives me that sort of Dr. No bow tie look, where Bond is sitting at M's desk after he's just turned up for his briefing after playing at the card tables that night, and he's just sat there in his suit, bow tie, being briefed on what he's got to do, and then having to take his jacket off to reveal his concealed Beretta. Yeah, I mean, this gives me more of a sort of, like, in my head, the thought of the Dr. No look. What's my overall opinion on this? Essentially, I think for me, for my size, build, look, head size, I prefer the slimmer bow tie. I think that the Turnbull Asser bow ties that I have, the Casino Royale, the Batwing, and this Diamond Point, are slimmer ties than some that you can get. The Tom Ford No Time to Die one is pretty slim in itself. It's, again, same sort of thing, but it is a thicker tie, and it has a bit more rigidity to it. The Spectre one is probably the widest tie that I own. I do quite like it because it is different, but I think I'd still prefer the slimmer styles of bow tie. But, you know, I never actually tended to have more than one bow tie. I always thought I'd have one because I've got one evening suit, couple of evening shirts, but I wouldn't need more than one bow tie. And now I've got quite a few. Majority of these are sort of plain satin, with the exception now of the Spectre, what I'm calling the Spectre Drake's Beretta bow tie. But the rest of these are all, and they're all in black. I don't have any blue ones. I know Anthony Sinclair is selling a blue version of sort of this style of bow tie with on their accessories page. But yeah, this is, I think my favourite still is the Turnbull Asser Batwing. What's your thoughts on this? Like I said, I'm getting myself ready for the weekend beginning the 9th of October with Cue the Music playing that Sunday. I hope I see a lot of you there. Come and say hello if you recognise me from these videos or my articles or in general. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please press the like button. Please subscribe, follow, comment on the video, send it to other people who think you might enjoy this. But until next time, thank you for watching.